discover the real world. Let's dive deep into the issues that affect our communities, revealing the untold stories and giving you a voice. No sensationalism, no bias, just raw, unadulterated truth. I am committed to delivering news without compromise. Hard facts as we know them, when we know them, and how they affect you. Every Monday through to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. This will be your most authentic news experience starting now on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Yes, it's the nation's #1 talk news and sports radio station. We're broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios right here in Itimi Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. Happy holidays, Lagos. Happy holidays, Nigeria. And those of you who are watching and listening to us from other parts of the world, happy holidays. I did tweet yesterday that the holiday fever hasn't really hit me yet. Maybe might not. Who cares? But hey, don't forget, while you're celebrating the reason for the season, that's the most important thing, yeah? And Jesus wasn't born on He wasn't born on December 25th, just so you know. It's just a day that, people just use to commemorate it, but he wasn't really born on December 25th. You can argue with me later. Well, we'll start off the show with our big 3 stories for today. Then we will move into our quick stop here in Lagos to find out what's going on with you. Of course, the I just got backs, they are causing traffic for us. We're going to talk about it on the 4 o'clock hour. And on the 5 o'clock hour, former DSS director joins us as we speak about state police and, of course, the resumption of the new army chief and the task that's ahead of him in terms of fighting insecurity. And then that bomb that went off in Borno State. So much to discuss on the 5 o'clock hour. But welcome. My name is Maryann Okon. We're live, facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. You can join the conversation on WhatsApp. It's 080-959-75805. And we're also live on Skype. If you're listening from outside of the country, you can join us via Skype. We are Nigeria Info FM. Let's get into the business of the day and start off with...
Get ready for the most important news of the day. It's time for the Big 3 Stories on Hard Facts. Tune in to our primetime show for the latest updates and in-depth analysis on the top stories making headlines. From breaking news to in-depth investigations, we bring you the facts you need to know. Join us as we delve into the biggest stories shaping our world today. Tune in to the Big 3 every weekday, 3 to 4 p.m. and stay informed with the news that matters the most. Hard Facts, where the truth always comes first.
All right, we're back. Let's look at some. In case you hear me coughing today, I have a little bit of an allergy. This is not the best season for me, but I love it when it's dry. It's just that the dryness does not like me, but it's okay. We can survive. Let's start with our first story for today. Nigeria on fiscal edge piles up 4 trillion naira unfunded deficit in 12 months. Nigeria in fiscal edge piles up 4 trillion naira unfunded deficits in 12 months. I could read you another angle of this story so you understand, because it's like there's too much grammar. I say, what do you mean by unfunded deficits? Okay, apparently it means that Nigeria is over borrowing. Federal government has overshot the 2024 budget by borrowing. They've shot over their 2024 target borrowing. In other words, they're over borrowing right now. They've gone beyond and above what they estimated to. And their target was 4 trillion naira. But they've gone above it. And the bigger question is, all these monies that the customs declare, the EFCC says they returned into the coffers and blah, 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 it's going to Nelfon, it's going to this and that. Why are we still borrowing? And even gone beyond, shot over the target. Why we keep borrowing? Why do we keep borrowing? I beg your pardon, my English is failing me. Because it does. I'm not saying that, because the truth is everybody borrows. But what are you borrowing it to do? What are you putting it to? Because if we're overshooting every other day and we're complaining, look at the indices. It looks like the inflation is continuing to double itself. Everything now double. That's what it looks like. and we're continuously borrowing. What are we putting these monies to? And these monies, the other monies that we keep saying we're getting, where is the money? Where does the money go, Mr. President and your team? Where does it go? Anyway, let's move away from that. Parents, this story really touched me today, because at some point I used to be a child who waited and looked forward to Christmas and the dress-ups and the fun things that happened. And now I'm the adult. Could also pass as a parent. Well, we hear from the Vanguard newspaper that parents and children have shunned end-of-year parties as school fees are skyrocketing. The Vanguard newspaper here says that increasing prices of goods and services has found its way into the end-of-year party fees for primary and secondary school children. The end-of-year party is a celebration of the achievements of school authorities, staff, people, and students, ending well with the year. But apparently these students are usually charged moderate fees as a means of raising funds to buy gift items, food and drinks, and other necessities for the party. Many parents, we hear from the Vanguard newspaper, and children look forward to these parties as this enables them to flaunt their new attires, brilliance, and wealth. I just said that. Economy Lifestyle discovered that many parents who are already burdened with the expenses of Christmas celebrations, school accessories, the next term school fees, shun these parties. Even the children are not left out of the declining attendance at such parties, because some people are just wondering how they're going to get by and how they're going to save for the next school year, because they don't want their kids kicked out of school. So that party can't wait. The Christmas outfit can also wait, because what do you see? And so, parents, how are you coping this Yuletide season? What's topping your priority list? I'd love to hear from you. Workers must be verified before 80,000 naira minimum wage is paid, says Akwa Ibim State Government. The Akwa Ibim State Governor, Dr. Omoyeno, has maintained that 80,000 naira minimum wage for the state civil servants will only be implemented after a thorough verification exercise. He said no threat of industrial action by the Labour Congress would compel him to bypass this process. There are those of us who've constantly, at every point we have to talk about civil service, we've advocated for this verification, continuous. Let it not be one time. I told you real life experience of a friend of mine who works in Kano State, lives in Abuja, shows up only once a month, just to sign and collect her salary. That's it. And then these kinds of people, as much as I love her, she knows where I stand on this particular matter. And so I tell her, you ought to lose that job because you're not doing anything. And then they're paying you taxpayers' money. No, ma. Stay in your house. If you wanna stay in Abuja, try and get a job in Abuja. But these are the kinds of things that government at all levels need to guard against, whether it be at the federal civil service or the state civil service. And I don't know about you, but what are your thoughts on what Governor Moino of Akwa Ibim State is saying about this whole minimum wage thing? Because if they're going to have to pay the new minimum wage, they're saying verify, verify, verify. And finally, the boys are meeting. Just the other day, we saw an Atiku and Obi breakfast meeting. And now we're seeing the likes of Kwankwaso, Donald Duke, and Obasanjo meeting over politics. The boys are meeting, yeah? Anyway, this is what the Daily Trust newspaper says. The presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, during the 2023 elections, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, at the weekend met with former President Olusegun Obasanjo in Abeokuta, Ogun State. Kwankwaso met with Obasanjo at his presidential library residence in Abeokuta alongside former governor of Cross River State, Donald Duke. The former Kano governor disclosed this in a post on his Twitter handle. Kwankwaso explained that during the courtesy visit, there were deliberations, I beg your pardon, on significant national issues, including the future of politics and governance in Nigeria. These are some of the things that defined that conversation. We keep seeing these meetings, but what do they change? Is it going to boil down once again to personal interest, as it always is? Because all of these men, including Donald Duke at some point, who nursed a presidential ambition, always have personal interests. Shall we be taken by these meetings or just watch and see? Well, welcome to the show, Lagos. I'd like to start off the conversation with the phone lines opened. I want you to talk to me, and then I'll play you something. You know, last week, the video of Monday Okpebolo, the governor of Edo State, was all over social media and people were talking about it. And then something just came back to my mind about accountability. We're pushing for accountability. We're fighting corruption. We're doing this and that. It just reminded me of a conversation that happened on the floor of the National Assembly, a committee that was, looking into the budgets of the Customs Service and the issue, the brouhaha of dog feeding. Do you remember? I'll play you that video in the course of our conversation. If you take a look at that video, it helps us to answer the question, where does our money go? Because just last week, the National Assembly issued a threat to ministries, departments, and agencies who have refused to show up for their budget presentation. Yeah, and they're saying, you guys risk not having your budgets in the next budget because, you don't want to come and show some sort of accountability. I'll play that audio for you, but let's talk. I have just 2 or 3 minutes. Let's take some calls and then we'll come back and talk more. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good afternoon, Maryann.
Hey, Metro Man, go ahead, please.
Yeah, how are you doing?
Good.
I just want to comment on the gathering of the big boys, like you said. Let them continue to gather. But what I want to advise them is we have known how it has all been going when we have another force that may want to challenge the status quo. The challenge has always been infiltrators and agent provocateurs that normally come up to make sure they infiltrate into a formidable movement that may mean well to the people. So what I will advise them is let them put their houses in order. Let them do everything in a very well-articulated manner so that they will wrestle power from this set of people who continue to deal with us day in, day out.
All right, thank you.
That is my take, my sister. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Metro Man, for calling. I'll take one last call before we go on a break. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Hello.
Good afternoon, Maryann Okon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Emeka, go ahead, please.
Yeah, hello?
Go ahead, Emeka, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. You see, in line with Merchant Man's thoughts, all these meetings and planned mega coalition, for me, does not matter if we not address the process. Mm-hmm. Because no matter what you do, if it's still going to be conducted by the same process, the same INEC chairman, the same INEC as president constituted, I don't see any much difference that will take place come 2027. What the conversation we should be having now is the process that brings to bear or bring about this set of leaders we have. That's what I expect the position to be talking about now. The process. We need an institutional reform. Without doing that, bring together all the big wigs, past generals, combine them together against the man in the saddle now, and the current structure, nothing will change.
Okay. Thank you very much for calling, Emeka. Well, if you do remember that conversation we had last week where I talked about us becoming part of the process, us determining how the process unfolds as opposed to us waiting for these guys to tell us or, move the needle. We probably will be in the same circle, running around it for 50, 100, 1,000 years to come. But until we decide to get involved at whatever level, we're going to have this conversation next year, I promise you, and the year after and the year after. We have to go on a break, Lagos. My name is Maryann. This is Hard Facts. We'll be back after these messages.
From all of us here at 99.3 Nigeria Info, have a Merry Christmas.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Salon Pass
Fast Pain Relief Patch provides effective relief for stubborn pain such as back pain, shoulder pain, knee pain, and leg pain. Says by Drug Stock and available in fast stores near you. Try Salon Pass today. Salon Pass. Just patch it. If symptoms persist after 3 days, please consult your doctor.
Africa's home of creators, Cloud Africa, presents to you from the streets of Nigeria to the whole wide world. It's the Cloud Talk Concert, Trench Talk Festival. Featuring the incredible DJ YK Mule. It's music to the world by storm. It's Cash Coming. Also featuring Ladies Man Sade. And the king of the streets, Batman Nico. Cloud Talk Concert, Trench Talk Festival is taking place on the 17th of December, 2024 at the Balmoral Convention Center, VI. Time 5 p.m. Get your free tickets now at cloudstalkconcerts.com. This event is proudly brought to you by Action Bitters. Cloud Talk Concert. Talk just got lit.
Drink responsibly. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18.
Mom's love is pure. She does. Mom's special love. Say smile on your face. Mom's gonna be fine. Cheers you up. Mom tasty is the family. Golden oil, tasty. Golden oil.
Golden Terra Oil helps Mom pour her love in the tasty, nourishing meals she cooks for her family. Golden Terra Oil, pour pure love.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
This is Hard Facts.
Welcome, it's still Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Maryann Okon, and we are looking at the big weekend stories for today, shall we? Nigeria on fiscal edge, piles up 4 trillion naira unfunded deficit in 12 months. In other words, we're over borrowing, and the question is why? Parents, children shy away from Christmas party because of the cost of living crisis. How are you coping, Daddy? How are you coping, Mummy? This Yuletide season. How many things are you boycotting and taking off the table? But shall we have Christmas rice? And in Akwa Ibim State, Governor Moino is saying workers must be verified before 80,000 naira minimum wage implementation. What are your thoughts? And finally, Kwankwaso, Donald Duke and Obasanjo in a meeting. Where does it lead? 0201277093. That's the number for you to call if you're male. 0201277093. If you are a lady, call 020146579190. You could join the conversation 020146579190. Ladies only. And on WhatsApp, it's 08095975805. You could join the conversation. We're live facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. If you're listening to us on our mobile app and you're outside of Nigeria, join us via Skype. We are Nigeria Info FM. On the telephone lines, you have 60 seconds. Go straight to the point and make it. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Apologies, do call us back if that was you. Hello.
Good afternoon, Miriam.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Robert.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Miriam. A good one by that Akwa Ibim state governor. I want the federal government to replicate such a gesture. Assumably, there are many ghost workers in the civil service, in Nigeria. So verify yourself if you want to collect salary. Me, I support it. And for Kwankwaso, if he is the one that want to contest, he will not win by the grace of God. That's my prayer.
Okay.
If you want to support Donald Duke,
why does it always have to be about somebody contesting? What about, alliances that could help us as Nigerians?
Alliance with any other person from the south.
fine. But if he himself want to become president in 2027, that Nigeria should vote for him. He will not win by the case because it's a rotation. Are they not aware? The northern people, are they not aware that it's a rotation?
All right.
So let him support somebody from the south. When you come to their store, they will vote for them. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Robert, for calling. I do appreciate it. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
I'm on the line. I'm speaking to you from Akwa.
Go ahead.
First off, this is kind of Christmas, the humble person. I swear to God, because no matter how much your salary, it was not like Christmas of 5-6 years ago. If you are any 200,000, 100,000 naira, going to the market is nothing. So you buy clothes and everything, and then you are thinking about the resumption of students in January. So it's a valuable Christmas. Talking about verification of workers, that comes up every time with their pension time, and it's very, very painful. In this age of technology, it's something that is supposed to be seamless, but the government makes it look like something that is very tough, state, local government, and even federal government sometimes. So the way they are treating our pensioners, our workers, it makes a lot of people lose interest.
So you're saying even the verification process needs to be made seamless?
It can be made seamless with technology. It can be something of every day the way you said it, and can be captured in governor's office. But the way they do all our things, they just model everything up, and then it's kind of painful. And then for those guys who are meeting for 2027 elections, breaking an election.
Your time is up.
People are ready for the other election. Thank you, Maryann.
Thank you very much for calling. If you all missed that conversation I had last week, go and listen to it on our website. A conversation about us becoming part of the process. I'm not talking about collecting your PVC and going to the polling unit. I don't even think I'm in the mood today to regurgitate everything that I said. But if you did listen, now's the time. Hello.
Hello, Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah.
Oh dear, Peter, do call me back if that was you. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Yeah, sorry about that. 0201-277-0993. That's the number for you to call. I don't know what's happening to the phone lines, but just try it. Okay. Hello.
Hello, Mimi.
Good afternoon. Turn off your radio, please.
Yeah, it's off already.
Go ahead.
2 comments on this Dr. Umome. I think about this verification in Eno. Yeah, yes. I think that's the way to go. You see, this traditional system whereby the governor just sits down and expects money to come in from Abuja in billions, and they start to mismanage. I think it is over with this biting economic experience Nigerians are having. So that's the way to go. For every other governor or administrator, they now need to be prudent with their resources. Otherwise, they won't survive. That's number one. Then the other one about the gang up of all these politicians. They have been like that for more than 10 years. And I just want to advise. I don't know whether there is a forum that can sensitize the people. So that in come 2027, they're already looking at 2027. We're in 2024, 25 now. You see, with the citizens, that with the voters, we need a forum that can educate us, so that we are not taken for a ride again.
Okay.
If there is an organization like that, I think that's the organization that we should all subscribe to.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. With due respect to the last caller, I don't think you listen to us, because every single opportunity we have on the radio, and I guess on TV too, is to educate you. Again, it shows that some of us just listen to the radio and we pick out whatever we want to pick out. The most important things fly over your head. The conversations that EIE, that's enough is enough, comes on the radio to have, has to, one way or the other, do with your rights, your responsibility. They even have something they call Office of the Citizen. Okay? Budget also is here to fight for you. And so they bring all of these statistics. They gave you tracker. to track the people in your local government and in your state, what they're doing with your monies. How many of you have tracker? And then there are several other organizations like Yaga Africa, whose duty is to educate you on your mandate as a citizen. And you're still asking for somebody to come and educate us. Hey, that's all I can see. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Thank God. I pray you stand this time around.
Go ahead, Peter.
Now, Peter Monse from Shomolu.
Go ahead.
You know what people say, when you see a madman dancing on the street alone, know that the people that are drumming for him, they are inside the bush. No wonder all this borrowing, we are not seeing any evidence of it. And now you will hear APC saying that no vacancy in Asoro. You will hear them telling you that no space 2027. You hear them telling that we are not moved. Let all the people want to meet. It's like all this money, for me, I'm just thinking aloud now, that this money for 2027 to buy votes, borrowing about 10,000 for people to rata and give their vote. I think maybe this is where their strength is. But I want to remind them, Goliath boasted because of what he had on his own. David finished him. You know, Mary, as a photographer, if I tell you my experience this year, I didn't have all my schools I used to cover for. No party.
Oh.
You know how much I have lost? Then these people say they want to come back. Mary, God will fight for us. They will not come back.
Okay, all right. I don't know if God is wants to allow himself to get into this thing. But we've got some quick information for you. And when we come back, I'll play you that audio. I'll remind you of the dog feeding.
Warning, this may leave you with some serious cravings for the rest of this festive season. And we have a couple of weeks to go, to be fair. We've gone halfway through the month and there is still a couple of weeks to go. Now, Christmas may have just gotten a delicious twist, with Hollandia's Blue Christmas popping up at 24 locations. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, 24 locations. And I will be telling you just how that will work. Now, this Christmas, yes, because it is giving Christmas, yes, there will be 24 hotspots across Lagos that you can have access to the Hollandia Blue Christmas. All you have to do is connect for a jolly time, as in show up, as in be there. It's given a holiday shopping on steroids. Buy any Hollandia product and stand a chance to win amazing prizes and have so much fun, you will wish the holidays never ended. Of course, they will end, but you wish they never ended. From fun to tasty goodies, there is something for everyone. Now, all who are excited to meet Chiga and Valentine, raise their hands. Or not, but you'll meet them still. Yes, you will be getting to meet them at any of these locations. You find Chiga at Jendor Mall in Abule Egba on Wednesday the 11th. Now, if you haven't caught her, well, too bad for you. But you can still catch Valentine himself at Spa Baby. That was last Thursday. You could find him, however, today, being the Monday the 16th at ShopRite Circle Mall Lekki. So rush down there and go catch the man. Monday the 16th of December. You could catch him tomorrow, yes, at Prince Ebano Supermarket on Admiralty Way, Lekki. That will be Tuesday the 17th. You could still catch him this coming Thursday on the 19th at Ebano in Ikeja. And if you are still on this side of the Lagos Lagoon, I'm talking about those on the island, well, you can still catch him at Blenko in Ikate on Friday the 20th. If you don't catch any of them at this time, it's unfortunate. You are the one that missed out. But, ladies and gentlemen, you get to catch all of them and access what we are calling a beautiful Christmas experience. If you've seen the Hollandia Blue Christmas crew, snap a selfie, tag us on social media with the hashtag Hollandia Blue Christmas, and let us celebrate together. Do not be left out as a spectator. Be one of those who participates and tell us all about the experience using the hashtag Hollandia Blue Christmas. Celebrate this Christmas together.
greetings from all of us to you. 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, if you're just joining us, the program is Hard Facts. These are the big stories from the weekend into the brand new week, and we're looking at the headlines. Nigeria on fiscal edge, piles up 4 trillion naira unfunded deficit in 12 months. Parents and children shun end-of-year parties as school fees soar. Workers must be verified before 80,000 naira minimum wage implementation, says Governor Omoino of Akwa Ibim State. And Kwankwaso Donald Duke Obasanjo in a meeting. Okay. All right. Well, I'd like to hear your thoughts and comments on these particular stories. But in the meantime, let me tickle your fancy with something that I dug up from some time ago. Do you remember that dog feeding imbroglio? Take a listen. I dug it up. Do you remember that dog? I think it was a customs service. Yes, it was. And I remember this because we talked about it over and over and over again. Well, take a listen, Lagos.
Don't have that number right now, but I can give it number.
Why shouldn't you have it? You are coming for budget defense, and it will include.
I take the fault, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
Okay, let me put it differently. How much did you spend last year feeding?
What of? This is yes, you don't have it. Right, I don't have it, but before the closure of the meeting, I will have the. Is it there? Is it there? It's not there. Yes, sir.
And body language. That you can't account for how much you spend to feed 6 dogs.
Not just 6 dogs, sir.
How many?
Not, we have doctors.
6
Sir, within the veterinary unit, we have doctors, we have nurses, we have dog handlers that are professional.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let me just take one. 2 more for us to expect that in determining to employ 6 veterinary doctors, you took into account the number of dogs that they are supposed to look after. I don't know what you have here. We are all here. If you don't seem to be able to account for what you are presenting, then it casts a big question mark on the entire presentation. Although she called it a simple question, or how did you describe it? Minute, yeah. You can see that your minute question, the entire team is battling with it. No. We need to have these things. Because we must appropriate money for people if they don't know what to do with it. We need to convince ourselves that at least we were told that they have dogs and they know the number of dogs, they have doctors, and this is the cost per dog for us to be able to defend it.
Cost of feeding a dog per day.
You know, I asked that question. Where does our money go? Don't forget, maybe this is the reason why most of these people have refused to come and defend their budgets, because you see, the House has sent some sort of a warning to them that if you don't show up, you might risk not getting your budget passed into the main budget. So if you like, be playing hide and seek. But if the customs service is unable to tell us how much they feed a dog a day, and this is not, it didn't happen today, okay? I'm just bringing it out because it's part of the conversation. And we've overshot in terms of our borrowing. And we budget so many things for so many things. Sometimes they don't have nomenclature. Remember what got Ningi fired from the National Assembly for 3 months? Because he caught some things and said, look, these things don't even have a name. So what's happening? Senator Jarigbe also raised that. And the customs can't account for how much they fed dogs. And the same customs is under fire today. They've not been able to respond to all of the allegations that's hanging over their head. The same customs brings in billions at the end of the year. Where does the money go? And government is overshooting in terms of its borrowing. Oh gosh, we're jokes. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hi, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Did you just say they were feeding dogs when human beings can barely feed?
This is old story. This is an old story. It's not.
Hello?
It's not a story that we're conversing on. It's an old story. It's just something that reminds us.
Whatever it is, on the most serious, I didn't even know something like this. Thank you for digging this out. Anyway, Maryann, whenever Sarah is tough, who go do children end of the year party? There was something like that in our school. Nothing. Because times are hard. Like, times are really hard. Birthday party, a children party na your mates. Before it was easy, but now nothing. Everybody just lock up. Everything tight. Nothing like that. In this world, everything is so hard, and you can't even access common biscuits. Now, like they sell now. Very soon, biscuits of 15 naira go defunct too. 100 naira now. It's true now, Maryann. You cannot buy anything 20 naira now. Of course.
Well, you can buy pure water, I guess.
Pure water is 50 naira per one.
Really?
300 naira, Maryann. 20 naira cannot buy pure water. Come outside and come and see. Nothing. So the same way 10 naira went into extinction, 20 naira is about to go into extinction, 50 naira will follow suit. I will start from 100 naira. That one will follow suit again. I'm not a messenger of doom, but it is what it is.
Thank you, Mrs. Oboli, for calling. I appreciate it. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
And compliments of the season.
Same to you.
My name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abanja in Itoton.
Go ahead, Peter.
I actually support the verification exercise that is going on in Akwa Ibim.
Okay.
But I hope it will not be done without any sentiment.
You hope it will be done without any sentiment?
Sorry, I hope it will not be done with any sentiment.
Okay.
So that the 80,000 naira will be paid to those people who are due for it. Then as for the politicians coming up together to see if they can offset APC in 2027 elections, it is commendable. In fact, I will not prefer one party state. I would rather want at least two party states or multi-partyism as it is going on now.
Okay.
So if it's a merger, it's okay. But what are the people merging?
What's the possibility of a merger right now? Because
no, if they are going to
all the parties are in disarray like this.
The PDP that is going to merge with other parties. The PDP is in disarray.
Exactly.
The Labour Party is also
in Yeah.
So NPC, they are not united.
So that's what I'm saying. What's the possibility? Because Donald Duke is, as far as I'm concerned, the representative of the SDP. The last time I checked, that's the platform he ran on. I mean, Kwankwaso is an MPP, and Obasanjo seems to be leaning towards the Labour Party. So really, I don't know.
Yeah, Obasanjo is just trying to coordinate anyway to make sure that APC is out of power. But remember, he was one of the founding fathers of PDP, and in fact, the first president of PDP, as it were. But he saw his card publicly, so that is just by the way.
Okay.
So if they want to copy APC as it was done in 2015, when they united with other parties like TPC, ABGA, and the rest, it's okay. But
all right.
They are all in disarray at the moment.
All right. Thank you very much for calling.
Together to upset APC.
All right. Thank you, Peter, for calling. I want to read messages on WhatsApp here. Let me quickly go to it. This one says, these people should please leave us alone to deal with our contemporary issues of hunger, poverty, insecurity, and extremely bad governance. Most of them just want to remain relevant. Kwankwaso Duke particularly cannot provide succor to Kanu, Cross River, not to talk of Nigeria. You see, if not that, sitting here, I want to agree with you in the time, in terms of Cross River, because since when I do go, everything I'll die. You know what? I mean, since Benedict Ayade became governor, he pissed the whole state away, literally messed it up, and left it in a state of comatose. If you see him anywhere, tell him I said that they are looking for him to come and mend all the things that he has broken, but he can't. He can't even account for anything that he's put a signature on in that state, whether it's the rice factory, whether it's the clothing factory, whether it's the spaghetti highway. He was just a joke. So I kind of agree with you. If these, if whatever politics they're trying to put in place has to start from home, but they're no longer in power. And you know how it is. You can't tell the next guy what to do. Even though we say that government is a continuum, they continue. They come and start their own whole new drama and leave the other things. And that's why Akwa Ibim continuously is the first and the best. And that's also detailed for Lagos. Because there's an action plan. There's a plan, a strategy. And so no matter who takes power, and this is, I don't know about Lagos because Lagos has always been a one-party state. But let's talk about Akwa Ibim, where APC, you know what happens? No matter the other guy stops, that's the next guy continues from. And so that state is growing in leaps and bounds. But the same cannot be said for Cross River because it's gone back to the dark days. Let me read some more messages. This one says, I have stopped paying for any type of party for my kids in school since 2 years ago. Be it cultural day, career day, end of year party, anything outside the normal school fees is no for me. Uche, why are you like this? Did you not enjoy children fasting when you were young? Why are you evil, sir? Lucky Lola here says, with all the monies saved from the so-called subsidy removal, taxation from all corners, etc., this can be described as 10 context of the government humble families and costly for family to people should never know about area today 15 for the heads have you decided some say I don't think Nigeria is right with tears for so if you I'm sure anyone like such Nigeria available for the research evolution government addressed it and actually for you to do and his about it what's a cost which pay off my money Peter fund to represent Nigerians too docile to tell me not killing our resources. Okay, you didn't give a shit. Okay, I did all that. I said our position to selfish. What we'd be clamoring for is electoral reforms that make electronic coalition of transmission of results mandatory for polling booths. Inflation has made Christmas bleak. Nothing is not expensive. That's what you wrote. Tinubu has overborrowed 4 trillion naira unbudgeted for. Is that not an impeachable offense? Ayo. Rest in Jesus' name. Rest. 4 things OBJ and electronic inclusion for diasporic voting, dim power for executive arm constitutionally from nominating the INEC. I'm sure you're saying they should not have the access to nominating the INEC chairman for true electoral transparency and independency with their own budget. To disallow the executive arm from appointment of the Attorney General and Chief Judge of the Federation for true judicial independence with their own budget. Mr. Kuneye from Festac. Why do the politicians have to do that for us?
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
That special secret that awakens taste buds. Mouth watering wonder with awesome aroma.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.